Hello everyone and welcome to this week's weekly watch list preview. Had a pretty good week last week. I don't have a lot on the list for this week. Part of the reason is I didn't see any really great setups I didn't see many great setups I liked. Um, just looking at inside weeks. Now I didn't check other setups, but I do have 4 on the list. I didn't check other types of setups like a 1-2-2 rev strat or anything like that. I just checked inside weeks. And there was a lot more on the list that didn't quite make my cut. And that's not saying they were bad. They're just maybe ones I'm not familiar with trading. I haven't traded. Not sure how they trade, how the spreads are. So, and I'm not even sure on 2 of these how the spreads are on these. But here's what I have for this week. I have eBay, Netflix, Costco, and 2 TTWO. I'm not even sure what the name of the company is, but I've traded these 3 in the past. These 2 I trade quite often: eBay, Netflix. Costco I've traded a few times. This T2 I know I've traded once or twice, but not recently. But and I have them all going to the upside. So we're in earnings season. Just started earnings season, so let's take a look at what we have here. eBay. If we go out, look at the yearly, it's been awesome on the yearly chart. Quarterly chart, it's inside quarter. We kind of had a doji last quarter. Still inside on this quarter, but it's green. It's coming up. It's making its way up. Um, you know, possibly breaking out of the above last quarter's highs, which would be very good. But we have a little ways to go, but not a huge distance, but a little bit more to go. We may be able to hit that this week. I don't know, but we have a while for that. We still have a couple of months for that. Um, on the monthly, it's a 2 down on the month, but this could, if we don't break above last month's highs before the end of this month, this could be a nice rev strat setup at 1-2-2. If we stay below September's high by the end of this month, next month we'd look for a break above October's high to set up the 1-2-2 rev strat. But either way, it's still bullish in my opinion. The weekly, we're inside on the week. We had a huge outside candle last week, or the previous week. Last week's more of a spinning top, doji-ish, but it's inside. It may very well come back down. We'll have to see. I have it for inside month down. If you look at the monthly, we go back to the monthly. I had inside month down right here. I could have went inside month up, but since September was a pretty big red candle, I was looking more for room to the downside. Plus, with all the uncertainty in the market, with this being a huge red candle, I was looking for downside movement on the monthly, which it did. It broke, it triggered, and it hit target 1, so it worked. Just didn't hit all the targets. So, and that may have been all that it needed. It may have just needed a little bit of a pullback. It hit target 1 and shot right back up. So look at the weekly again. Looking for a break above 75.75. This candle is the first target here, 75.95. And again, that's only 20-cent move. I'm not saying take profits there. I put these in here. Number one, they could be profit taking, but they also could be somewhere to set your stop. So you want to raise your stops as the price goes up, and you need to have somewhere to define where your stops are going to be, and this would be a good spot here. And I would recommend like slightly below that. Actually, for this one, I'd probably put the high of this candle, the 75.75 break even, once we're up about here. And then this candle here, the high of this candle, and I actually went down to the daily chart to find these targets, but these still coincide with the weeklies here. Target 2 was 76.45. At that point, we're looking at a 70-cent move. see the daily. This was target 2 here. Target 3 is the previous day's high of 76.95. Target 4 is a pivot high of 77.22. Target 5 is the high up back here at 77.72. And the ultimate target is 77.83. So that's what we're looking at for eBay. Netflix, if you look at Netflix on the year, it's been a really good year. On the quarter, it's been a pretty good quarter. It's pulling back a little bit, but it's still a pretty good quarter. On the month, good month, but it's pulling back, which a lot of stuff did. On the week, this may very well come back down. It may pull to the downside. In fact, I'll go ahead and put that in there. Put up. Come on. Inside week down. Nope. If only I could type. Change that to white. So we have inside week down, 621.99. I'll create an alert. 621.99. And then before we move on to set targets for that, let's look at the upside. Because this could go either direction. I didn't have anything to the downside, but this could go either way. So we'll go ahead and set it up for downside movement also. I'm reluctant to trade to the downside when you have candles like this on all time frames. You know, you're green on every time frame. Why would you want to trade to the downside? But it could be good for, you know, it may pull back to here or something. It could be, you know, that's still a pretty big move, $20 move. So we'll see. So break to the upside of over 639.42. Come to the daily. Looking at a target 1 here of 643.80. Target 2 is 640.684. If we go to the downside, here's our trigger. Target 1 is going to be down here. Put T1, paste. There's target 1. Target 2, we'll go ahead and put it here. Not saying that we would get down that far, but we'll put it there anyway. So that's what I have for Netflix, and I'll add these to this notepad. In fact, let me do it right now before I forget. Netflix below 621.99. T1 equals 606.89. T2 equals 594.68. And just to add, and here's where I added, where I just typed that in right here. And just to add, Netflix has earnings after the close on the 19th, which I think is Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday after the close, Netflix has earnings. So this is something I certainly would not hold after past Tuesday afternoon. You know, you may, and that may be why we've seen this run up the last couple of weeks, maybe because of earnings. We may start seeing some sell-off, some profit taking before earnings, so it could pull back. Just keep in mind that there is earnings Tuesday after the close, according to TD Ameritrade. So you look at the daily here, down here, earnings on 10/19/21 after market Central Time. So be cautious of that. For me, Netflix is too volatile and too high priced for me to even take a lotto on earnings. I will not. I absolutely won't be holding this overnight Tuesday night. But that's me. So that's what we have for Netflix. Costco is the next one. If you look at Costco, it's been really good on the year. Inside quarter still. 2 down on the month, and this could be another, not a rev strap, but a 222 reversal if we don't break this high before the end of this month, which I'm not saying we won't do it, but it's still a pretty big move to move that much. Not saying it won't happen, but so we could look at a 222 reversal on this one for next month. But for now, we're looking at yeah, it's a 2 down, but it is pulling back up. If we look at the weekly, we had an outside candle followed by a 2 down, followed by an inside candle. So this could set up, be setting up to make a charge back towards the top. So we're looking for a break above 453.94. Target 1, get down to the daily. Target 1 is going to be the high of this candle at 455.75. Target 2 is the high of this candle at 459.59. And target 3 is way up here at 470.49. So that's what I'm looking at here. Once we break this, there's not too much resistance up to here. If you look at the 4 hour, we do have a high here, so we maybe see a little bit of resistance there on the 4 hour. On the 2 hour, same thing right here. Might see a little bit of resistance, then nothing all the way up to here. On a 60-minute, kind of the same thing here. We have some highs right here, 461.82, which is the same as we had, and that is a little bit. We had 3 different times it touched that, and we have another one here at 463, almost 464, and then a straight shot up to 470. So that's what I'm looking at for Costco and Take Two. That's what it's called. Can never remember the name of that one. Okay, not great on the year. The year's not looking too good on this one. Quarter, it's inside quarter, not looking good last quarter, but we're starting to come back up to maybe see a rev strap reversal. 122. On the month, we have a 2-2 reversal on the month, so it's things are starting to turn here. On the week, you see we had a couple of pretty strong weeks in a row. Last week was an inside that was red, so I don't like that. But if we can break over the top, 173.92, target 2 is going to be, actually target 1's 175.55. Target 2 is back here, 176.82. Target 3 is here at 177.84. And target 4 is back here at this pivot high at 180.97. So that's what I'm looking at for this week's watch list. I'm not overly impressed with this watch list. I want to be careful how I say this. Only because these two aren't things that I trade too often. And then one of these, I think it was it Netflix? No, yeah, it was Netflix. Because it's had such a great year, such a great quarter, such a great month, but then on a weekly, it looks like maybe it's looking to pull back some. And then we have earnings here, so I hate going against the grain, but I'm not overly confident it's going to break highs. So just be careful. I'm not going to come out here and say this is my watch list. It's awesome. Just because everything last week worked out good doesn't mean it'll work out great this week. So you just got to keep that in mind, that just because we had, I don't know, 95% win rate last week doesn't mean that it's going to happen again this week. So that's the kind of mentality that'll get you killed in this game. So keep that in mind. honor your stops, and good luck to everyone. And keep in mind it's earnings season. Netflix earnings Tuesday. Anything you get in, check the earnings on it. If you plan on keeping it overnight, check the earnings on it before you make that decision. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys later, and bye.